Hey everyone, my name is Chelsea. Welcome to Little Mountain Ranch. Welcome to our family room. I'm happy to have you here with me today, where we are going to take something old and turn it into something beautiful for our home. When we bought our house almost 10 years ago, it was almost like walking into a 1970s time capsule. Nothing had been updated on the house since it was built. And that included the basement, which was mostly unfinished at the time. So we actually decided to completely gut it right down to the studs. A lot of the insulation had sunk down in the walls, and we live in a very cold climate, so it wasn't very weather tight. Well, it was weather tight, but it wasn't very warm down in this basement. And it also wasn't rodent proof. So there had been mice in the walls over the years. So we stripped it right down to the concrete walls, to the studs, put in new insulation, new vapor barrier, new drywall, the works. And we're at the point now where we are able to decorate the space. So over the last, I don't know how many years now since we've been working on this project. We started it almost 7 years ago, and we're finally at the point now where we're actually decorating. But our pantry, which you have seen, our freeze dryer room, our grow room, our office, the downstairs bathroom, the laundry room, all of that has been completely reimagined when we bought this place. So the only space that's kind of similar to the way it was when we first bought it is where we are right now, except that this wall was a solid wall and there was a door into this family room. So we've opened it up because it is a basement and there is a deck there, so it can be a little bit dark down here. So we wanted to open it up so the light could kind of move around the space, and I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. But like I said, now it is time to start decorating. And a couple of weeks ago, we worked on this coffee table that you can see down here. And this was an old coffee table that my mom gave me, I don't even know how long ago now, quite a while ago. And she had had it for many years before she gave it to me. And the drawers were broken, the slides were broken on it, and it was looking in pretty rough shape. So we actually removed the top and we used an old gate from our property, this reclaimed fir down here, which just looks so beautiful. I'm so happy with it. We left the holes where the big bolts were holding it together, and I just absolutely love it so much. If you would like to see the video where we took this old table and turned it into this beautiful table that you can see here, you can check that out up here or down in the show notes below. So one of the things that we realized that we needed here was some sort of table for this back corner, because it's kind of a big open space there. We don't have a table anywhere to put cups or anything like that over in that space. And the other thing is we have all of these blankets. This is the space that we play games, do puzzles, watch movies, play video games, all that kind of stuff. And all of these blankets here we use to snuggle up, to be cozy and warm in the evening. And we need some space or place to be able to put all of these blankets that's not just on the floor, which is where they have been sitting. So Dan and I have been recently doing furniture shopping. You can see these couches here we recently purchased. And we had actually spent a long time trying to find some used furniture that was in good enough quality to hold up to the use that our family gives it for down here. But unfortunately, we weren't able to find anything. So we did buy the couches that you can see here. And when we were looking at coffee tables, end tables, all that kind of those kinds of pieces of furniture, to buy anything that was going to be good enough quality to actually last a long time, it was really, really expensive. Most of the coffee tables were over $1,000. Even some of the end tables were in that price range, just really expensive. I decided to take a wander around the property and see if there was anything that we could use to make a box, a blanket box for this corner that could also double as a side table. And we found something. So I'm going to show you what we're going to take today and turn into a matching table that will hopefully match or be very similar to the style of our coffee table. So we're going to use some of that reclaimed fir again for the top of it, and then paint the bottom of it white. That's kind of what we're thinking at this point. So needless to say, we did find something that we could use for that, and I'm going to show you what we're going to take and turn into a beautiful table for over in the corner of this room. All right, here we are outside. We have Oakley over there and Maple, who's protecting her food dish right now. And this box here is what we are going to take and turn into the table slash blanket storage that we are wanting. So we have measured out the space. This is actually going to fit perfectly. And what we have been using this for up until this point is a wood box. So we burn wood to heat our home. And this box has worked really well as a place to bring our wood from our woodshed, which is over there, and fill this box up every day so we don't have to traipse all the way out to the woodshed to get our wood. You might be asking yourself, well, what are we gonna do for a wood box? Well, I went down to the barn and I have a big box that's actually a bit bigger than this one that I used as a warming box for my piglets when I was breeding pigs. And the only thing that I need to do, I took a chunk off the bottom of it so that the piglets could get in and out and I could hang a heat light in there. So I just need to put a new piece of wood there and then I can bring that up and swap this one out and use this one for our blanket slash side table that we want for the living room. So we're going to take this down to the shop now and see if we can't turn this into something beautiful for our house for virtually free outside of the cost of the paint and probably a few screws and hinges and things like that that we need to make the lid. Oh my gosh, very heavy box. I'm gonna have to get Dan's help to get it down to the shop, and it's sturdily built, which is perfect. So the first thing I'm gonna have to do is clean out all of the wood shrapnel that's in the bottom of it. I'm gonna just find something I can put this in because this makes a good fire starter for our wood stove in the house. And then we'll get this down to the shop and get it all cleaned up and turned into something.
How thick do we want it?
I don't think too thick, but maybe it should be the same as the coffee table so that it looks like a matching set, you know? We are in the barn. We are going to go look at the wood that we have because we've been collecting the wood as we've been taking down fences and gates and things like that and storing it in our barn. But I wanted to give you a quick update on our Romney sheep over here that you can see are still pregnant. So I put them in with the ram mid-October so they could basically have their babies anywhere now and forward. I honestly thought they were probably going to go about 2 weeks ago. The reason that they're settled in the barn here is so that I can keep a close eye on them. Last year I did not have a super successful lambing, and I'm determined this year to do everything that I can to make sure that my sheep have some healthy babies, hopefully very, very soon. As you can see, they are getting quite large and round, but still not quite at the point of lambing, but I think probably within the next couple weeks. So let's head upstairs and see what we can find for wood.
I think I found some.
Did you? What'd you find?
Well,
Oh, that's beautiful. It looks like we ran that one through a planer already.
it has, and I thought there's a couple more out here. Like that.
They look possibly perfect. What was the hole for? Oh, maybe that was for a pole to go through to block cattle or something. I don't know. Well, I think we could use this one. I think there's probably enough length.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so the plan here is I'm going to sand it all off just to make it all smooth, make sure that there's nowhere that we can get slivers or anything like that, to make a smooth surface for painting it. I'm not going to be able to get it perfectly smooth because there's a few good-sized dents in it. That's okay, because we're kind of going for the rustic vibe. And then over here, this is the wood here that we are going to use. Did you check to see if this one fit? So let's just check to see if this one with this hole in it here would fit. Oh, darn! Just by a tiny bit. But what?
Actually, we can take this much off. Because width-wise, I think we'll be wide enough for these two. And that one.
What do you mean? Oh, you mean we can do like this? Oh.
Trim the chunk out and put it in the middle.
Gotcha. Aha! I have a few more potential projects over here. This is an antique table.
If you give a pig a pancake.
Yeah, if you give a pig a pancake, that's right. This is a really cool old stool that I love, but the top, as you can see, the embroidered top has just completely come apart. So the rest of it's in really good shape, so I just wanted to pop the top off and put a new piece of fabric. I just haven't picked one out yet, but when I do that, I'll make sure I show you guys. Where did you want to put these? Just against over here? The edge of this box has been dinged up quite badly from all the logs being thrown in here over the years. So I'm trying to do my best to make sure that there's no big pieces of wood that are going to either catch on the blankets or catch on our fingers. So it's kind of rounding it over a little bit, but I think that's going to be fine. The box itself is in really great condition. It's super solid and yeah, it looks great. So I'm really happy with that. So I'm just going to make sure that I don't have any more spots like this here where there's just some little bits sticking up. I'm going to put a clean sanding pad on there because the bottom of this was a little bit damp from the wood sitting in here. So when I sanded it, all that gross stuff kind of came off onto the sanding pad. Has a fair bit of.
And this one here, it came out pretty clean, but we're only using that chunk.
And we're gonna cut table saw these, right? So I don't have to sand them? Okay.
Let's do that right now.
Keep those.
You'll still have to sand them.
And then we can take all this out to the chicken coop. All this sawdusty.
And how wide to make that?
So let's flip this one over. So if it goes the other side, I want it on this one. I want all these little black kind of dots. So that one on that side. Let's check this one. I do like this, all these lines, so I just know how they're gonna look when I, ooh, wait a minute.
That matches this.
Yeah, that matches that one. Okay, let's do
This
that.
has the, do you want to keep these though? They're pretty split.
No, let's cut off the split part. This side is really nice. So we'll cut. How much do we want this to overhang? A little bit, I think, so it has some shadow.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. And then this guy, inch or a quarter, no, half an inch. I don't know. I want it to look like that, however many inches that is.
That much?
Yeah, that much. What do you guys think? An inch overhang? So hanging over about that much all the way around. I think that would look good.
So that's an inch thick.
This one has a little bit of what Dan's calling an old wound on the board here. So we're just trying to figure out if we want that out or in. I kind of feel like in maybe, just because I know what happens when you oil this wood and how much of the old marks come out. I want it to be there, but not yet.
These ones are nice.
I really like those. Yeah, let's make sure that
But
those.
this is pretty cracked here too. But
I mean, we want it
we're
to
going have
last.
to put some 2x4s or something like
Strapping?
on the inside.
Do we change the? What if we just go this way a little bit? How far do we have to go? No.
Like a lot. Like
Oh.
inch and a half.
Okay. So, want to try one of those boards?
I guess we don't have a choice.
Oh, it's unfortunate, isn't it?
Truly.
I'm happy to build things so solidly. Back in the day, with big, thick boards like this, like,
How this
people
is
just
for
aren't.
thickness.
Their things just aren't built this way anymore. Oh, that's a pretty piece of wood too. Yeah. Our 2 seconds of sun was nice, but I'm gonna close it again.
7 5/16, Chels.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
How about for gap? Not terrible, this one anyways. This one's not fast here. This board is bent up though.
Yeah, it is.
It's really crooked. Or it might be this thing. Let's try putting it on a table.
Yeah, it's. I bet you it's this, hun, because I had to sand off quite a bit on the.
I don't think that's bad.
No, it's not. It looks great.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna get started with painting
Hey.
this. Oh, can we blow this out again one more time?
Sure.
Before I. You're so funny. We're going to use this piece to reinforce the back because this is a pretty old, it's actually an antique box. I'm not sure how old it is, but the wood is fairly fragile. So we're going to reinforce where the hinges are going to attach with this piece of plywood, and hopefully it'll last for a long time. We're doing the same thing with the strapping on the lid. We're using plywood too. So I'm going to oil this one before we put it in, just because I want it to just be clean and kind of matching all those. But I'll oil those ones when I'm oiling the entire lid, because there's no point in oiling them separately. So now I just need to find, aha, here it is. This is the kind of oil that we use on all the wood in our house. It's nice because it has a little tiny bit of a tint to it, just slightly orangish tint, but mostly just brings out the natural color and grain of the wood. I need a rag and some gloves. It's so nice and toasty warm in here that this is actually dry enough to be able to give a second coat. So as soon as I am finished oiling this board, I'm I'm gonna give this a second coat. I think it's gonna need 3 before it's going to be done, but this is gonna come together really fast. I'm so excited to get this set up in the house. It's gonna look nice.
That's the bottom.
That's the bottom of it, yeah. Okay, we're making some good progress. I got the second coat on the outside, and I think 2 coats is going to be enough for the outside, but the inside is definitely going to need 3 coats. And then Dan has the pieces kind of starting to be put together over here, but we need to go feed our cows now because they are hungry and we have the tractor all warmed up. So let's head out and do that, and then we'll come back in and finish this project up. You guys see Lexi here. So this is, for those that are new, this is Lexi, and can you see how she's missing fur on her neck? Right here. So the reason for that is because Lexi spent the weekend at the vet because she developed a colic and we were worried about her. So we brought her down to the vet. Fortunately, she trailers beautifully and she stayed at the veterinary hospital over the weekend and got all the treatments. Unfortunately, everything passed and she didn't end up needing any serious intervention. So that's great, and I'm really happy for that because she is the most wonderfully temperamented horse, except when there's cows trying to eat hay that she wants to eat. But she has just the most lovely temperament. Dan is just up grabbing one more bale of hay that we'll put in this feeder, and then we have a big pile of manure that we've moved out of our chicken coop. I'll take you up there to show you that in just a second. Manure might not seem super exciting, but when you're a gardener like I am, it is like gold. It's what makes my garden grow so abundantly every year. So this big pile here, this is all chicken manure and wood chips, wood shavings that we have been collecting up over the last 12 months. So normally I try to clean the chicken coop out every 6 months. We do the deep litter method, which means that the chickens will poop and then we'll add wood chips on top and we'll keep layering it, and then we'll clean it all out around every 6 months. But this last year I didn't get around to doing it, so this is actually 12 months worth of manure in here. And with the deep litter method, and also the fact that my chickens spend a ton of time outside starting this time of year all the way until the late fall, it actually stays quite clean. So I'll just show you what it looks like now. Hey guys, are you enjoying your nice clean chicken coop? See, oh, we're gonna have some eggs. Sorry, sweetheart. This is their outdoor covered run they have, and then they can go out this door and go free range out in their outdoor pen, which is quite large. I'll show you. So they have this entire area here as a run, and then it kind of goes around the back side. Dan has been building a pond out in our back field, and we have had to fence it off because the cows are starting to wander out and the horses are starting to wander out in the field, and we don't want any of them to get stuck in the pond. So we're going to grab the 2 more panels that we need to finish the fence and take you out there and show you his most recent land development project that he's been doing. All right, friends, here we go. This is the pond that Dan has been building, connected up with the ditch that he built all the way around the hummock field last year. And it is a nice size pond. So just bringing the panels over.
This is drying.
Yeah, it is drying nicely.
Brave or stupid?
Definitely not stupid. Okie dokie.
Even if you could just lift that thing, maybe. It's pretty slippery though.
It's very
I
slippery.
might go for a swim.
Yeah, I feel like a swim is in my future, and I don't think I will. Oh, hang on, it's sort of going in. Right here, if we can lift this up.
I was feeling like I was gonna fall backwards there because the panel, you were pulling the panel.
Can it go in?
Yeah.
Yay!
No,
Okay.
don't let go.
Don't let go? No. Why not?
I'll go that way. The panel's the only thing holding me up right now.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
Go for both.
You did a nice job on this. So Dan has sanded this off. Looks really nice. And now I get to put some stain on. I have a story about stain for you. When Dan and I built a big addition on one of our houses, the house that we lived in before here, actually, we built a big addition on it. And when we had completely finished it, we had stained all the wood floors, everything was ready, and we were going to be moving in the next day. We had stained the floors with something similar to this, and we didn't know that you are not supposed to take the rags and just bunch them up and throw them in a garbage can. And the reason for that is because they can actually ignite on fire just with the oils. I don't know exactly how it works, but some type of chemical reaction. And so we had gone to bed and we woke up to the sound of fire alarms, and we had taken the garbage can that had all of our rags from doing our floor bunched up in it, and we had put it in the brand new bathroom that we had just built in the addition with all our building supplies and everything. It lit on fire. So by the time we came running, there was a big fire going in the bathroom. We managed to pull everything out and throw it out the door of the house. But unfortunately, the amount of smoke damage from all the chemical burning made it so that we had to entirely repaint the entire house because it had such severe smoke damage with the entire addition. Needless to say, we were very sad, but we have learned our lesson. So you want to soak these in water or hang them so that they can dry, open like this. Never just bunch them up and throw them in a garbage can. So yes, that was a very hard lesson to have learned through actually having something go really wrong. So now we get to do the fun part. Oh, I think that's definitely, well, maybe not.
They do, like, we could get some at home hardware. We do have that little tiny kind of shiny chain.
It's gonna have to be fairly hefty chain because this roof is, or this box top is fairly heavy. Can you wet? Yeah, it's still wet because I put another coat on the inside. I did do a third coat on the inside and outside of the box, which I thought looked much better. The inside hadn't been stained before or anything, didn't have any type of coating on it, so it needed an extra one just to help seal it. This is just beautiful, man. Okay,
Anyway,
so you have to notch it
you
out?
have to notch it to get it flush.
Okay. Is that challenging to do? Or do we have like a handheld router? This piece of plywood here that you saw me staining earlier on here, just so that we have something nice and thick and supportive to put the big hinges and the big door, because this door is going to be heavy, so we want it to have some extra support. I think the box turned out really nice though, didn't it? Let's try looking at it and see. I had my heart set on a rim thing all the way. Then we'll have to turn that because otherwise it's going to be a huge overhang, right?
That would go on like that in that case.
Okay. Oh, it's resting on those thingies that you put on. I guess we'd have to move them, hey? There. Now you can push it in.
I think I have an issue. I do have an issue.
there. What's the issue? That looks nice.
It did go down all the way.
If I did put some type of latch on here, I'd want to put like a leather strap type latch or something. And then I'm also thinking I might want to stencil something on this box. My mom and Dan's mom are both artists. I'll show you some of their paintings on the screen here, but you can maybe get one of them to come and paint something beautiful on here, maybe a little mountain ranch with some flowers or something like that. Look really beautiful, wouldn't it? For now, we'll just keep it simple like this. Look at that, like a glove, honey.
For the little quips here. Oh, wait, that'd be if it was you doing it.
That these require a little bit of like force to open and close.
Well then, this isn't something I can do. Once this is on, it just kind of has to dry, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Now, which hole did I stick it in?
The middle one.
Let me see, it was
Oh
around.
no, the side, yeah, it's that one. Yeah. It's not going to come through the top, is it? Perfect.
But that's pretty straight, actually.
Looks pretty good. I really love the way the black looks with this, so we're gonna go see what we can find because we have lots of latches and things like that kicking around the farm. So we're gonna go see what we can find for the front here, and it would be decorative because this is going to be open and closed so much that we won't have anything we actually have to latch, but just something that can add a little black there. I think it'll look really good. What did you find?
Well, we have a lot of this stuff upstairs in the barn that we're probably gonna end up throwing out. So I was just thinking,
Like some of the leather strapping like
if we
that?
just cut like a chunk off and just polished
That
a
would
chunk
be
of leather strap.
so cool.
It's all gonna go to waste anyway.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. We have all this cool old stuff that was left here by the previous owners, and we've kind of kept everything in the same spot that it was. We have some notes over there. You can see that in April 1969, talking about the steers and the heifers they had.
Well, I'm sure.
Power line insulators, old traps, and horseshoes.
I feel like that's too small.
Too not hefty enough. Okay.
Could be anyway.
Yeah, that would look really cool.
But I would
Did you
like-
bring a
I
knife
would
with
like-
you?
No, I didn't. I'd like something a little bit. Would I like something a little bit wider myself like that?
Oh, look. It's got the both ends.
It's still soft.
Is it? That's crazy. That's probably 100 years old.
Oh, it's kind of trashed.
Yeah, let's grab the other one.
Oh, it's pretty cool looking.
Yeah, that is really cool. It's really hefty. So I have to go give it a good clean. Like
Hold on
leather.
just for a sec.
Yeah.
I can't believe this is soft. Like, a lot of this leather's so dry, it's just falling apart. I wonder who the last person was that hooked us on to something. Like this was on a horse, the last person that did it though.
Yep.
That's pretty neat.
It's been sitting here
Oh, look at
since. Oh, it's got a. That's so cool.
So cool. Did you remember that?
Yeah,
outfit?
that you took it off
Anyway,
there, yeah.
I welded a hinge on it.
Oh, that's cool. That looks really awesome. I love it.
This.
Or here?
You could do whatever.
I think maybe if we cut it there and then like screwed it in there, that would be kind of neat. Because this, when this was unhooked, this would just kind of flop down like that. I wish I could hear your guys' opinions right now in real time. But I like this. That's.
You broke it.
Sorry.
I'm just kidding.
But that, I think that's.
Well, we could just run with just that.
To just film like a minute of it. Oh, that works like a perfect handle. Ooh, that's so heavy. Yeah, that's great.
Okay, then you want to try shortening this?
Yeah, let's cut it. I've had this for 30 years or something.
It's like
Really old.
trade master. Piece of junk. Gels.
Yeah,
Just as a
I
decoration?
think so, yeah.
Okay. You sure?
Yeah. Yeah. Now we can take it down, or you know what we could do? We could make handles on either side for like leather. We don't have to do this today, but we could do that. Like,
Have these,
all right, friends, we're gonna bring this up to the house. Okay, here's the moment of truth. This blanket is the only crocheting that I've ever done in my life, but I did it after a surgery and I wasn't able to do anything for 6 weeks after. This is the only thing, and probably the only thing I'll ever crochet again. But I love it. And this blanket, my grandma actually crocheted for my mom and my dad when they got married when my mom was 18. Okay, ready?
Ready.
Look at that. It looks beautiful. Really, really beautiful with the table here.
With your cow knobs.
With my cow knobs, which I love. So now we have the cow knobs, and then we have the old tack over there, which I love. Nice work, hon. It looks amazing.
It's definitely a tag team.
A tag team. This looks fantastic. I'm so happy with this. These are projects. Well, this one is a project that we have been trying to work to get to finish for over 3 years now, or to get the time to finish it. And now we have this beautiful table that matches, and it didn't cost us anything more than the cost of the paint and the cost of these handles that we have down here.
And the paint was left over.
Yeah, and the paint was leftovers from a different painting project we had, so we didn't even have to buy
Gates
any
were
new paint.
extra ones or the hinges were extra set we had from another project.
That's right. So our next big project that we're going to do is to build a coat hook kind of scenario. We have a plan for it, and I can't wait to show you. We're going to be using some more of this reclaimed fur here. On that, we are going to be using some, what's this, the metal that you bought? Corrugated, what's it called? Dan ordered some galvanized steel. It's like waved, kind of, he said it's 1950 style, kind of waved galvanized steel that we're going to put on the back of it just so that it protects the wall. But I can't wait to do that. So hopefully the metal that he ordered, or the galvanized steel stuff that he ordered, is here by next week. So we'll be able to share that project with you coming up hopefully in the next couple of weeks. All right, friends, that's going to be it for us today. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. Thanks to Dan for helping me with these projects. And if you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing and hit the bell notification so you can be notified when we put out our next video. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.
See ya.